Welcome. You're listening to Underlying Pigment, a hairdresser podcast. My name is Rob Jernigan, and I'm sitting down with individuals from all areas of the salon industry to talk about their processes, the lessons they have learned, and how they try to make an impact. My goal is to bring together stylists, along with current and possible future salon owners, to learn from each other, help each other grow, share their love, their struggles, and personal insights of the industry. Hope you enjoy. So today I'm sitting down with, via Skype, Aleasha Rivers, who is the Davines North America Southeast Territory Manager. Is that correct?
Yes. That's
okay.
The mouthful.
Right.
Yes.
Yep. So we've known each other for a couple of years now. But kind of give me a rundown, or give the listener a rundown of who you are.
Yeah. So I work for Davines North America. I am a territory manager. So I work with salon owners, sales consultants, distributors, and I am also a sustainable business coach for Davines. So I get to go into salons, teach about retail science lab, treatment success lab, and just ways to make sure that we are focusing on our business, working on our business, not just in the business. But yeah, I get to share this lovely industry with the most beautiful people in the world. So that's what I am and what I do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk to you today because we've got this whole thing going on right now, the COVID-19, and it's affecting our industry from every level, every aspect of it right now. But I was wondering if we could talk about what Davines is doing to kind of get a plan going and everything, to get back.
Yeah, so we're working on a lot of different things internally. One thing that we really want to focus on is supporting our salon owners. Of course, supporting the end consumer and the clients, but we consider every part of our company, from the end client to the salon owners, distributors, to the manufacturer. We're all a family. We're a family-owned company, and we don't want to forget that. And, families stick together through difficult times. And so we want to make sure every part of our family feels like we're here for them. So most recently, we created a webinar and just some information about reopening with confidence. So reopening your business, and just some ideas to consider. And maybe some people have considered these things, or maybe they haven't, but hopefully they'll feel the support that, we care and we're all in this together with them.
Nice. So what exactly, how would you suggest that the salon and stylist start off planning to get back in?
Yeah, great question. So creating the plan, we just think that, it's really important to prepare. And, we can't focus on what we can't control, but let's focus on what we can. So really, one thing to consider that a lot of people, again, may or may not have, is listing and reactivating any suspended services on cleaning services, especially if you're going to need a lot of help with that in the salon. Coffee or tea services, washing the clothing and, the cloths, the towels, that's what I was trying to say, and capes, and making sure that, we're going to go through a lot more of those given the new standards for sanitation. So just kind of preparing yourself on an operational standpoint and how you're going to need that support, because you're going to be having an influx of people wanting to come in and get their hair done. So just being ready with supplies really is a big deal. Another thing that I thought was a great idea for salon owners to consider is to group their stylists into 2 different teams and have different working shifts with the same team or same group of people. Because if someone does get sick with a fever, that will allow you to keep the other team working and operating. So, because right now, all we can really base this off of is Georgia's standards, given that Georgia has allowed salons to reopen, and they're making sure that everybody takes temperature checks. And if people have a fever, they have to go home. If you've been around or in close proximity to someone with a fever, you have to go home as well. So just making sure that you're considering if someone does get sick, how to keep the business going, but still taking care of the staff that was exposed. So yeah, I think another thing to think about is if, clients have colored their hair at home, hopefully that hasn't happened because we know the work that goes into correcting that. But realistically, like, how people feel when their hair is not colored, and they may have just had to do it to feel better during this crazy time. So if you can reach out to your customers, ask, maybe run a campaign through your social about asking if people need color corrections coming back into the salon, if you'd like to book a digital consult, so that you can see your customers where they're at with like their at-home hair color and have an idea of the steps you're going to have to take to correct that when they come back. So you can almost already be maximizing your time, minimizing your consultation time by already having seen them, taken notes, maybe created a plan for how you're going to go about removing that color and fixing that color when they come back, because we want to make sure that we're maximizing our time by offering like dry cuts, instant treatments, and air drying options for color clients. Given that we missed so many weeks of revenue, we have to really be very intentional about scheduling and how to be profitable, or the most profitable at this time, to make up for missed time.
Yeah. So a lot of stylists and clients themselves are like, I mean, they don't know what to do right now. Like you said, like sometimes it's just a comfort thing of getting their hair done. So they might have done color corrections at home. One thing that I've been trying to stress is some stylists, they never charge what they're worth or anything like that, but they have to make sure that you're charging for product usage right now. And it's not necessarily charging more to the client as like a fee or anything like that for them not getting their hair done for twice as long as normal, or however you want to look at it, but charging for their product usage and all that, like if you have to go through an extra ounce of color, you need to charge for an extra ounce of color type thing. So, but I think doing the digital consults is actually a really good idea, because you can kind of see, okay, I know that like Stacy has normally an inch of new growth when she comes in. Now it looks like double. So I need to prepare to make sure I have enough product, all that stuff, but this is what I'm going to expect to use, and you can kind of like give them a heads up on that. So that's the digital consult's a really good idea on there. So,
and with that being said, Rob, like one thing just to touch on that point, what comes to mind is that, like you said, what was the client's name? I'm sorry, what was her name? Stacy? Was it Stacy?
Stacy, I think so.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, whoever.
So the client, Stacy, maybe she was one of the customers who was supposed to come in like the first week that all of this started happening with COVID. And she would have actually got her hair colored twice within the time frame that we have been shut down. So really, she would have already paid for two different coloring services. And just being able to communicate with Stacy that, hey, we're doing two color services in one. Thankfully, this is actually going to save you a little bit of money, given that you're not coming in two different times. However, it's going to cost more than one visit. And being able to, I think, give Stacy the facts of why it's costing more, because a lot of people, if we have missing areas, or if there's like blank spaces in communication, we always fill it in, as it's our human nature to fill it in with worst case scenario. Like, so if Stacy didn't understand that she would have already paid for two colors, maybe she's like, oh, she's just trying to gouge me because it's my first time back and my hair looks so bad. But if you are able to fill in those blanks as to why, then Stacy's going to be like, oh, okay, that's totally understandable. Thank you. And it's just a very different reaction.
Yeah. So temperature checks, all that stuff, like going by the state guidelines, not everyone's going to necessarily feel safe still doing that. So
Yeah.
how would you address like the safety aspect and just feeling comfortable going back?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that one, you need to have your staff, and this is kind of going back to the plan, and then I'll transition into safety.
Okay.
But you want to make sure that your staff is all aware of what those sanitation measures are going to be and what precautions you are maybe adding on top of the state regulation sanitation processes. So everybody feeling clear, everybody feeling safe, allowing people to ask silly questions, like make it very comforting, like it's all new to everyone. So don't make them feel like they had to remember it the first time you said it. Typically, humans, it takes us about 8 to 16 times of hearing something to remember it. So please communicate to your team multiple ways, like what those expectations will be in sanitation, having it listed, in writing, having it texted to them, having that emailed out to everybody, having that in a video message to everyone, different types of media, so that then just depending on different learners, they're recognizing those things and it's starting to stick in their mind. Obviously, everybody's wanting to not forget this stuff, but I just think that it's important to be patient with your team. And we are in, these unprecedented times where, again, our brain will fill in worst case scenarios. So don't think anyone's not trying to do their best, but just make it supportive and encouraging and positive reinforcement. But yeah, I think to make the guest and stylist feel comfortable, a few things that we have as following suggestions, but I just want to make sure that you all are really following official rules and regulations from your state, because we are not the guides in this. Definitely the state is, but these are just some good ideas to think about. So asking clients to bring or wear masks would be a good measure. Also, to having masks for sale, if you can, at the salon. If someone forgot to bring one or doesn't have one, that's just another way, again, to, one, provide safety to someone, but also two, it will help you and your cost of operation. Discuss the new sanitation policies with both your clients and your staff, because the thing is that some clients are not taking this as seriously as others. And I'm not going to say anything on judging whether or not who should take things seriously, but they should understand what your expectations are and what you are also doing as well, So even if you want to be posting that on your social to kind of prepare clients, maybe having a text message out to them about different things to prepare before you come into your salon visit. It might look a little different this time. Maybe you're not going to allow magazines. That's a good idea not to, given that a lot of people are coughing into their hands or, touching their face, and then they touch the magazine, and that's just such an easy spread. I think that you should really consider having an enter and an exit door. So if you have two different areas of the salon, maybe people could come in the front door and exit out the back. Also, there's no waiting areas allowed, I know for sure in Georgia, so I'm assuming that would be the same across the board, but even if it's not, that's a good precaution to take. Another interesting thing is opt not to blow dry and minimize airflow in the salon, because if you think about it, if one person is sick and then you're blow drying all around their, head, it could be going into other spaces quicker. So maybe really considering how to do wet styles, or maybe putting people, under a physical dryer would be a better option if you must dry. I also think you can be very strategic in doing the wet styles or the sleek hairstyles by putting on like the oil hair butter as a leave-in conditioning treatment with a nice like sleek bun, or with a nice, tight braided style. And then you're treating the hair, and you could do an add-on service, or or introduce them to a new retail product to treat their hair at home. Yeah, I think that's the best thing to consider. The last thing I'll say, that a really good tip is, if your clients are already on a good Davines regimen at home with their shampoo and conditioning, just asking them to shampoo and condition before their appointment and come into the salon. Because again, if you can minimize all the different touch points of the salon and having multiple people touch those, it'll just make people feel more safe, and that you're doing everything in your power to keep them safe and healthy.
Definitely. So, going over a couple of things you said. So one thing was like, blow drying. And earlier you had mentioned using your time wisely as well. So reducing down blow dry, which could take 15 minutes off of a service, you could actually not necessarily get a new client in quicker, but you have more time to sanitize between clients, all that stuff too. Absolutely. So, I mean, there's a few different aspects to that would be beneficial. And then introducing them to like the oil hair butter and all that stuff, which we'll go into in a few, I'm sure, with promotions and everything. But introducing them to something as a way to kind of take away from the blow dry, all that stuff, but send them home with whatever leave-in conditioner or whatever in their hair, so they kind of feel the result by the time they get home, all that stuff. I think that's a very good strategy on there to just kind of ease everyone into comfort, but know that you have time to sanitize or whatever the case is in between those clients as well. So introducing them to something new like that goes into kind of promotions, retail, all that stuff. So how would you recommend to maybe do that right now?
Yeah, one thought that just came to my mind when you mentioned having extra time for sanitizing, that would go along too with anyone who has assistants, right? Maybe their assistants in a commissioned salon were doing the blowouts for them, and maybe the assistants could now be helping with sanitation too, and helping others with sanitation as well in the salon to maximize that time for everybody, as well as they could be doing the wet styling. So it's just all kind of coming together as a team and really strategizing, like you said, about the timing and the services and the protection of everyone in the salon. But yeah, going into promotions, I love a good promotion anywhere I am. I'm a shopper and a consumer. So I'm excited to share some just ideas. We have a salon reset idea for a promotion, and it's a buy two, get one. We do have data in our industry that if you offer a buy two, get one, your sales increase by almost, I want to say it's like 35%. So if you can just offer a free good, people are much more likely to purchase. We have a reunited idea, and that would just be giving 20% off all product in the salon. Again, just to kind of gift that back to your customers who are coming in and kind of increase that revenue right away. Another great idea, because people who are in traveling roles like myself, when I do start traveling again, you should be considering something for them. So we thought about hit the road or adventure again. And you give any travel size products, buy two, get one. We have a stock up sale. So maybe for offering just a percentage off all liters, and you could decide what percentage you think you see fit for that, because some people too probably are like, man, I ran out of all of my product during this time. Maybe it is a good idea to have a liter or two in my shower in case this happens again. Ideally, hopefully it doesn't happen again, but just going through that, people might be thinking differently about how they keep product in their house. A comeback condition. So you could do complimentary quick fix treatments with all color services. And this is something that I think back to our conversation about with Stacy and her outgrown hair and how it's going to cost more money for this client to come back in. But one thing you could do is, yes, charge all you have to for your color services and charge appropriately for that. But just to sweeten the deal for Stacy or for any color customer, I would recommend adding a complimentary quick fix circle, because you can get those with your Sustainable Beauty Partner rewards points. So really they are no cost to you. And we know that they're only a 2 to 3 minute processing time. So it's not adding time, but then your customers are getting instant results and having that healthy, shiny moisturized hair. And that will be a big difference and something that just shows them that much more how much you care about them. And then lastly, we are running our We Care campaign as Davines, just to show, again, we're a family. We're here for everyone from, again, manufacturer all the way to the end consumer. And we thought maybe you guys would want to use that as well. And we have some different materials to support the We Care campaign on Davines Pro. So salons could go print it out and have some, images to go along with this. But you could do We Care treatments and offer a promotion where all treatments are half off during this time. And I would really be focusing on those timely treatments. So maybe even the oil butter and leaving it on in the hair as they go home, or you could do the invisible the invisible mask for the Circle Chronicles, not the Quick Fix. And that would be another one where you could do a wet style as they go home, but then still have that add-on service and treatment.
Awesome. So it was the We Care is the name of the campaign that Davines is doing right now.
Yeah, just to let everybody, kind of see any digital assets or any physical assets. So digital on Davines Pro, but what you could create into physical assets through this hard time.
Awesome. So, and you mentioned Davines Pro. So it's davinespro.com. And on there, I mean, there's unlimited resources almost now, like as far as digital, all that stuff, which Davines is huge into not doing a whole bunch of printed material anyways, because you want to be sustainable, all that stuff. So you'll actually give access to a lot of your marketing. And I mean, a lot of stuff they can just go on and edit themselves and customize, correct?
Absolutely. So many of the Davines salons, as you know, that we work with are very independent and unique in their own business models. So we recognize that not one size fits all in what support and marketing assets our salons need. So davinespro.com is a site that is made is just for professionals. It's not for end consumers. So we do have people register and we make sure that they're actually licensed professionals. And then we allow them to go onto the site. And if they are a sustainable beauty partner, they do have more access to assets on the site than if you're not. But even if you're not, you can still go on and learn more from a professional standpoint about Davines and have support, even not being a sustainable beauty partner. So if you're a sustainable beauty partner, it's unlimited resources. I mean, you have digital assets to put on your social media as far as like letting your customers know if you're open or closed. You have different digital assets that you can repost from Davines North America's page off of our social. All of that is good for any salon owner to use as long as they're crediting us. And we are continually making more and more videos about tutorials on how to do hair at home. So that's great. That's great information and content for your own social media page. And then I think what's really amazing is I've seen some salons take this beautiful digital image. We have a shop local campaign that you're familiar with to help salons understand that we don't want to be competing with them in the big box chains. We're here to support salon owners and their communities. And we want them to know that shopping local is important for one, not only the salon owner in our relationship as a collaboration with the distributors and the professionals, but also to just their community, their local community. We're a family-owned company and we support local farmers in Italy, and we want the same atmosphere to be created within the United States and these salon owners, communities, and towns. So we created this Shop Local campaign with digital assets you could download. And I walked into this beautiful salon in, I want to say, Atlanta, Georgia. I hope I'm remembering that location right. And they took this Shop Local image that we had created and they turned it into the wallpaper behind their front desk.
Oh, wow.
And and so it's like, really, the options are unlimited. We're giving you all the tools. You can create whatever you want to create. And as we know, our stylists and professionals are such like out of the box, creative, innovative thinkers that the sky's the limit with whatever you want to create for your space. And it's really, really exciting.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I haven't seen anyone do wallpaper with that.
Yeah.
I know, like, one thing that I've seen a lot of salons do is, well, not a lot, but a handful that I worked with directly previously was they would take the more inside wrappers off and do like the origami and all that stuff and just kind of decorate their retail space with that. So, but going towards like doing a wallpaper with that, that's pretty creative.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now we've been talking for the past like 20 something minutes, like as the Davines North America Southeast Territory Manager. So step away from that, get out of that role for a second.
Okay.
It's hard for you.
Taking off the Davines hat.
Yeah. What brought Aleasha to Davines?
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to being behind the chair as a stylist. Before working with Davines, I was kind of that product junkie, if you will. So I tried a lot of lines. I found like I felt at the time there was something great in every line that I could like and get behind as a product. I never really connected with a brand. I'd say the one that I was most attracted to was anything with sustainability. And I'm not going to list other brands, but everybody can probably gather the sustainability message from another major brand in the US. And I kind of felt like everybody was a little too like crazy for me. And so I didn't really get into it, but I was attracted to it. I'll say that. And I started working at a salon, and the owner there had brought in Davines, and I had never heard about it. And I went to a training for it with another salon team that my consultant at the time had helped set up, and the distributor consultant. And I was just blown away by the family message, the sustainability aspect of it, the quality of ingredients, the care of being able to reach out to a chemist. I mean, I've never heard of something like that before as a stylist, and it really resonated with me. And then as my role grew within the salon and getting closer to the salon owner, she had decided to go concept with her business as a Davines concept salon. And learning how much Davines supported her as a business, in the sense that, again, being family owned, they want to support the salons that go all in with them as much as possible. And the rewards, which is our sustainable beauty partner rewards system, it was just really incredible to see that they gave you added support, added benefits, great education for your team. I'd never been to education as good as Davines education in my life. And I was just blown away. And that also goes to speak to not only Davines, but the distributor that I worked with in Chicago, Illinois. And they do a phenomenal job with education. So I'm not giving all the credit to Davines for that, but so just seeing that a brand can not only want to give you the best product performance, not only want to support you in the sense that you're not going against big box chains, but also too that they want to make your business profitable, because as you and I know, only 10 to 15% of salons in the US are profitable. That was before COVID. So as a brand that wants to give you those statistics, and then after giving you that knowledge, wants to give you tools to take action to be more profitable as a business, I was just so attracted to that. And I didn't think that there was any other brand doing that in those three areas. So the sustainability, the family, the beautiful performance, and then on top of that, you want to make me successful. It just didn't seem real. And so the more I dug in, and the more I tried to, I guess, discredit all of the things that were told to me, the more authenticity I found. And then, 8 years later, now I work for the brand I love so much. So it really was pretty cool to have happen. And I'm grateful for it. Obviously, it changed my life. So now awesome. I'm in Florida.
Yeah. So if someone wanted to reach out to Davines, obviously, if you know the distributor in the area, they can contact the distributor, but they can go to Davines' website, I believe, and they can show interest that way. Like there's a questionnaire, and then y'all will connect them to their distributor, correct?
Absolutely. You can go straight to the website and say you're interested in becoming a Davines salon owner. And then there will be a form that you can fill out that will be sent into a territory manager. So like myself or one of my colleagues for the right region that you're in. And then also the distributor. It's a little different right now with distributors and the contact points that we have with salons. So you can also go straight through our social media and just directly message, and it will go out to one of myself or my colleagues. And we're most likely going to be connecting you with the appropriate contact person in the distributor, just given that right now only small teams of the distributors are working until the salons are all back in action.
Okay, awesome. All right, so the Davines Instagram, so they can reach out, is just Davines North America, I believe.
Yes.
Okay. And then right now it's just #WeCare for their campaign right now that they've got going on. And do you have social media?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. So how would people find you?
Yeah, so it's at Aleasha, and I'll spell it out because it's a little strange. ALEASHA _Rivers, RIVERS. And that's how you can connect with me. And also too, if you can find me and you're not sure you're messaging the right Davines Instagram account, always feel free. You can message me and I'll make sure to get it to the right person. So absolutely.
Awesome. All right. Well, I appreciate you sitting down with me today, and I hope you and your family are well. And when you make it out to the Panhandle again, definitely we need to do lunch or something.
Absolutely.
But I do appreciate your time today with all this, and I'm going to get this shared as soon as I can to kind of hopefully ease some minds and help our salons get back going safely and the smartest way possible. So, but I appreciate your time.
Awesome. Thanks, Rob. And I wish the same for you and your family. Staying safe.